I wasn't the main character in my own story, so I expected to be the main character in everyone else's. I'm still the kind of person who gets deeply hurt when people don't check in. When my quirks, my thoughts, all the little details that make me, me are forgotten. I used to wonder why people moved on so easily while I was still stuck replaying everything we shared. I would feel resentful, like I was being left out on purpose. It bruised me in places I didn't even know were sore. And every time it happened, I told myself the same story. If I mattered more, they would have made me a priority. Recently, after a huge altercation, someone snapped at me to get a life. It wasn't the first time someone has said that in the past 6 months. At this point, it felt like an SOS. So I sat with those heavy words, not to argue, but to understand them, and it hurt a lot. But then came the uncomfortable truth. I don't even treat myself like I matter. I never put myself first. Somewhere along the line, I learned to stay in the background, to keep things running for others, to not take up too much space, to listen more than I spoke, to be hyper aware of other people's moods, to anticipate their needs so well they never had to ask. I did it so often, so quietly, that I didn't notice that I was losing me. My wants, my rest, my voice, my place in my own life. And because I wasn't choosing myself, I was desperately hoping someone else would. I wanted to matter to someone deeply. So I overestimated my place in their lives. I comforted myself with the arrogant assumption that I was unforgettable. That my kindness, loyalty, and silence were worth their weight. That surely my efforts would be rewarded, but it wasn't their fault. They were living their own stories, and I hadn't even given myself a starring role in mine. Here's what I'm learning now. You expect to be a priority in someone else's life when you're just an afterthought in your own. You can't keep auditioning for love and validation in places where the script doesn't even include you. You have to choose yourself. And not in the cute Instagram quote kind of way, but in a quiet, boring, necessary ways. Say no when you don't want to. Seriously, it's better than being resentful at the end of the day. Rest. Stop performing. You are shrinking. Show up for yourself even when no one's watching. I'll be the first to admit it feels like a tall task. Sometimes I still crave being someone's favorite person. But I'm starting with being mine. Not because it's trendy, but because it's necessary. Because if I don't pick myself first, I'll keep handing the reins to people who have no idea what to do with me. So now, I am picking up the pen and writing myself back into the story. Remember, you're the captain of that sinking ship, so you better act fast and save yourself.